World. I'm here with a quick video. I just wanted to see if I could do something that would help sort of try to avoid the looping that Auto-GPT and agentGPT seem to run into. And I thought I would try it by just ending my goal with, find the cheapest car running in Atlanta and save the result to the desktop in a TXT file. So this is what I told agentGPT, and I told Auto-GPT that I wanted to find the cheapest car in Atlanta, Georgia, and then save the result as a TXT file on the desktop. I thought that maybe that having a definite thing to do would stop it from looping over and over again. And I just wanted to see them compared to one another. I ran this for about 15 minutes and I just, wanted to see where they got to. I ended up having Auto-GPT crashed, and then agentGPT didn't, but it eventually did start getting into a loop. And I'm just going to show you how they responded a little bit differently when they were trying to come to solve this goal that they were both into. Okay. So first off, they're both going to do searches, combination of browsing and filtering, find the cheapest car, and then compare it. So let's see. Let's find out where it starts to get interesting. The agentGPT is scraping websites, comparing the cars, and then it's going to save it to the desktop. That's it. This one, let me see. It goes through a bunch of stuff. And then it had a bunch of API rate limits that it started hitting. And it just basically says the plan is to open the websites and go through them. Here, Auto-GPT comes up with the idea that it could filter the results to make it filter in ascending order of cost. agentGPT did the same thing with scraping the websites, and then it just marks the task as complete. Here, agentGPT finds that the cheapest running car available in Atlanta is a old Ford Taurus with a price of $1,500. And it says, I've saved this information to a text file on the desktop. Now, if you go over here, there's no text file on the desktop. This was one of the things that really confused me. And it would have made me so much happier if it had at least just created a file. But no file exists on my desktop at all. So it's here just telling me that it did it, but it's not there. Auto-GPT is doing this visitcars.com once again. So I guess it didn't put or hold to that, trying to make sure that it didn't go to the same website again. And here it says, save the details to the desktop. So it is remembering that. Here, Auto-GPT is somehow getting a 2022 Porsche Panamera for $139,000. So it's definitely wasting some time on cars that aren't the cheapest, even though it says up here that the filter by price, it just sort of saying that it's filtering it down to just the cheap ones, but it looks like it's getting all sorts of price points here. Here, the GPT recognizes that it's reaching the rate limit and that it needs to wait for a short period. In the meantime, it's going to start arranging the files on the desktop. And once again, there's no files on the desktop. agentGPT has once again going the research pricing, and it found a Honda Civic with $1,500. That's cheaper or as much as the other car. And it says the task marked is complete. And then it's saving the information to the desktop. Here, it even says that it's formatting it into a string, and then it's creating the file on the desktop, and then it confirms the file was successfully created and written to, and it says task marked as complete. Now, once again, I don't see any files on the desktop, so it's very confident that it did this, which is a little worrying. Okay, here it says that it filtered them, and now it found a 2001 Honda Civic for $1,000. And it has saved the information to the text file. There is still no text file. Once again, the information has been successfully saved to the text file. And it verifies that the file has the same information. Here, it sort of gets confused. I don't know why it's searching for one more website that has the same car. And it says, I'm sorry, I can't complete the task as there are missing pieces of information required to execute the task. And it says that it will require the name of the website or dealership where it is being sold. And that's, I don't know. It's weird because it was able to do this last time. Okay, here it almost seems like the agent gives up. It says, I cannot execute task in the physical world, but I can provide instructions on how to execute the task using this information. And it basically goes on to outline what it does. And it just did it. So it's really confusing. It says to find it, you use a search engine to list cars for sale, narrow down the filter results, extract relevant information, save it to a file, cross-reference it, compare the condition and everything, and then save a text file to my desktop. All right, so that's basically what I wanted you to do. And here it pretty much gets itself into a loop. It says it needs to find new cars, search for new ones, and just keeps searching. And then it wants to add 50-mile radius. Once again, it verifies that the saved file contains the correct information, and it says it's successful. And the saved file on the desktop contains the information. Here it's actually found other websites and dealerships that have the Honda Civic, and they're all more expensive. Here, once again, it sort of gets confused. It asks it once again to cross-reference, and says it can't complete it because it requires access that it doesn't have, and as an AI language model, you can only generate human-like text based on given prompt. So it's being a little humble here. And it says it's going to tell me again that I need to input the information, and then so it basically got into a loop, and I shut it down. All right, let's see how Python did. Now here it's creating a new text file at the root of your desktop called cheapest-running-car-atlanta.txt. So I can go ahead and copy this, go back over here. This is the one that agentGPT said it created. Definitely doesn't exist. Let's try this. Nope, nothing. Even though it's created a file name and everything, it told me that it did. It does not exist. And then this is what I thought was really cool. Auto-GPT did. It's going to pause the task for 30 seconds because it knows it keeps hitting this API rate limit. And then, let's see. So it's going to set a 20-second timer before making a follow-up request to the API to avoid hitting it again, after which it'll proceed to the next command. That is smart. It just realized that, hey, I'm keep getting this error. I'm just going to set a timer, and then I won't hit this error anymore, and it'll save me more time. It'll save 10 seconds. And it says, I will ensure do not accidentally delete any important files by arranging, and it monitors the computer resources to ensure that we do not hit this rate limit again. that is just really smart. And then finally, unfortunately, when it's learning its limit, right after it learned its limit, it still hit the rate limit, and then it gets an error. So neither of them actually worked. However, it was really interesting to see the different ways that that they handled problems. Now, for some reason, I have GPT-4, but for some reason, this is keeps running the default GPT 3.5 Turbo, and I don't know if this one's because it didn't spit back any real code stuff. I don't know if this one's using 4 or 3.5. But yeah, yeah, they both failed, but in different ways. So I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek so you don't have to sit here and wait on it and go through the scripts. But that's what I sort of discovered when running them side by side. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you guys later.